Good afternoon and welcome to a very windy London Stansted. It really is super windy. I've just had a quick look at the ATIS. There's a 21 knot wind blowing, if you can't hear it. Sorry about that. Let's try again. So, hello, hey Spoonie, how you doing? It's taken a whole 40 seconds to have to pause. Right, Spoonie, it's not you on ground, is it? We've got a little bit of air traffic control. It is mega windy. Let's go inside so that we're not having to listen to the howling of the wind. Hope everyone's having a lovely day. Welcome to YouTube stream number 2 of this week. What an amazing milestone we're hitting. The channel has been doing amazingly on YouTube over the last week or two. We hit our 500 subscribers last Friday. We've already topped 550. The support's been absolutely amazing. We've been hugely grateful. Hopefully the stream is all coming through okay. Spoonie, shout at me if it's not. While we are here, before I start getting set up, let's say a little bit of a hello. Let's do it while we're looking outside. There's not much to see here. What I might do though, should we see if we can follow that jet too? There he is. I'm going to turn the volume down a bit because it is blowing a gale. So let's get the volume switched down on MSFS for a bit. Welcome to Aviators TV. Welcome. We've been streaming on Twitch for around about 18 months now. We've been on YouTube for about 12 months. We've just hit the lovely 500 number. There's 6 of us that are members here at Aviators. Spoonie's in the chat. Thanks for saying hello, Spoonie. He's an S1 controller who does lots of controlling at this fine airport, as well as a bit of now MSFS flying. We've also got Dan, who's an amazing S3. We've got Craig, Fate Weaver, who's an S1. They both fly MSFS. We've got Hina, who's a DCS expert, and we've got Harry, who's studying for a real PPL. So you've got an amazing variety on this channel if you're new to it, of both flying and controlling streams. There's loads of VATSIM controlling. I like to do a bit of flying as well. Today we're going to take the PMDG 737 out for a spin. We're going to do some domestic Ryanair operations. So we're here at Stansted. We're going to make our way up to Edinburgh. It's Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, and then we'll see how long that takes. If we've got time, we might do the return leg. We've got quite strong winds up at higher level today, so normally this would be about 45-minute flight time. We're projecting today an hour and 2 minutes flight time to get up to Edinburgh, which I assume means it will take us about 20 minutes to get back. We'll head up and start setting up in a minute. I want to plug a couple of videos before we do. Just processing, going to go live tomorrow is a real life aviation video filmed at Birmingham yesterday. We had some pretty strong crosswinds at Birmingham yesterday, so some really nice views though. Some of you will have seen it. You can get the view looking straight down the runway at Birmingham, and they were landing on bloody hell, which one is it? 3-3 yesterday, so we had them nose on taking off towards us. You could see them really crabbing and some of the difficulties they were having getting themselves lined up and straight. So that's a really nice video. It's processing up to HD in YouTube at the moment, and we'll go live tomorrow evening at 6 PM. We had loads of videos go on today. We've got not today, this week, one of Dan's Gatwick director videos, which have been doing absolutely amazingly. Been hugely popular on the channel, that went live at the end of last week, that people have been loving. So if you haven't seen that, do check that out as well. So let's hop in. I have not flown the 737 for a very long time. I'm not entirely sure I can remember how to do it. Let's get GSX going. So I've done very little setup. We've got the electrical power on, we've aligned the IRS. That's pretty much all we've done. So what I am going to do first is go, first I'm going to find my briefing, We'll go and load up our weights, and then off the back of that, we will get GSX going, and then we'll start getting ourselves as set up as we can. So we're pretty light today. We're 118 passengers. No, not 18 passengers. That'd be really light. Why didn't I have dual? Okay, whatever. Right, 118 passengers. We're Ryanair, so we're all economy. Cargo is 2.7, so we'll go 1400, 1300. That gives a zero fuel weight of 55.1. That's consistent. We'll go and pop some fuel in. So our fuel today is 5.3 tons. I'm sorry, I should have done this before we got set up. But anyway, let's go get GSX. I'm not going to bother with catering. Let's face it, Ryanair don't really feed people. So let's get GSX refueling us though.
On its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Yes, ma'am. And while we are doing that, what I might do is give people a little bit of a tour. This is the Unibills Stansted scenery. We've clearly just had the Unibills Luton released. That guy sat on the runway for a long time, hasn't he? We'll have a quick look around while we wait for the fuel. Anybody who's not seen it, it's a beautiful little airport by Unibills. You can see the train going between the different terminal buildings down in front of you. It's the main terminal. It's pretty quiet on the ground down at Stansted today. Looks like it's just us and the Jet 2 that's sat here at the moment. But a really nicely modelled little airport. So,
please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
How's your half-term week been, Spoonie? So I am going to go and start using my checklist for this. So my parking brake is set, battery is on, guard closed, emergency exit lights set to auto, guard is closed, ground power has been connected, IRS is set to nav. That's about as far through as we have got. So let's start thinking about some of the other bits on the checklist. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come and set the FMC up first. So do pause in it. We are at Stansted, gate 32. Right, doesn't have that. I'll pop that then in. Oops. And then we'll set our route. So we're out of Stansted, we're heading to Edinburgh. We are Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee. And we're going to be off 2-2. And if we go over to the next page, so our waypoints are flying will be an UTAVA departure. Then our routing today, and I'll show us on Navigraph maps in a minute, but for the moment I'll just get the routing popped in. So we are Quebec 75 to BUZAD. Tango 420 to Trent. And Upper November 57 to Pole Hill. Are we still refueling, by the way? No, that looks to me like refueling's finished. Nice of them to tell me. So let's go and start request boarding. Upper November 601 to INPIP. And we'll set our departure. So we're using runway 22 at Stansted, which means we're going to be on the UTAVA 1 Romeo departure. And in fact, given that we're close, they're on 06 at Edinburgh today, always the INPIP 1 echo, and we don't really want to route via Tala, so we'll leave that with no transitions. Let's pop in and activate that.
Boarding requested.
Thank you. Surly's here as well. Why is it unprofessional that this isn't a Twitch stream? Yeah, long time no see, Surly. Hope you're doing well. Oh. Are we gonna sing? Is it Boyzone? It's not Boyzone, is it? E17? Oh no, it is. It's Ronan Keating, isn't it? Life is a roller coaster. We get bored in cruise. We'll make that our in-flight entertainment.
Do you want to board crew?
No, I do not want to board crew. Lovely to have you back, Surly. We've missed you around on the channel. But I hope everything is well with you. Let's go start doing our perf in it. So 0 fuel weight. Hop in from there. Our cruise altitude is 34,000 today. Our reserves. There's nothing up with Twitch, Surly, so we've hit the big milestone of 500 subscribers. And we need to decide, on YouTube that is, we need to decide where the right place for us to stream is, so we're going to mix it a little bit. Spoony, I think, is still streaming on Twitch when he goes live, and obviously has got a very well set up calendar of streams that he does regularly. That have got lots of people that tune in regularly as well, so we don't want to kind of knock the momentum of that. My streaming is clearly a lot more ad hoc. So I tried one on YouTube on Tuesday, I think it was, which went well and seemed to be popular. We had some good viewer numbers. And we're just going to try a few more ad hoc YouTube streams and see kind of how popular they are and how it compares to the Twitch streams. And we'll kind of make a decision from there. We're not in a rush to decide anything at the moment, but what can I say? I'm enjoying it for now on YouTube. Hooray for YouTube. Let's double check. Where are my fuel numbers? What's my reserve fuel? My reserve fuel is 2.0. Rhino will go cost index 6. Our transition altitude out of Stansted is 6,000. It's fine. I feel very uneasy going back through this. It's so long since I've used this aircraft, so I'm sure there are going to be things that I forget. We'll do flaps 5 takeoff. That's our centre of gravity. I think there's something I need to put in on this page. So let's pop in the runway winds. I can tell you are currently... Why can't I find them? I'm blind. Runway news 22, data link. Oh, no, it's on weird line 230 at 21. Delightful. At least it's pretty much straight down the runway. I can attest, having gone out for a walk this morning, it is windy out there. Right, let's go back. Previous page, so let's pop in V1, V-rotate, V2. Oops. And I think that's pretty much everything we need to do at this point. We've done everything in the performance page. Have a quick look at the cruise page. That's a very slow target speed, but whatever. We don't need any of that. Somebody, have I missed anything? I think I've done everything I need to do. Have a quick look on our legs page. Make sure we've not got any discontinuities. Pop that up to there. It's fine. Lovely. Alright. That's looking good. So, let's go and have a little bit of a look. Right. Yeah, we can do both, certainly. I mean, one of the things we want to do is try and get to a point where we've got kind of people streaming at the same time, and then we could have one stream on Twitch and one stream on YouTube. But like, it'd be particularly good when we do staff ups, which I know Spoonie and Dan have been good at doing on occasion. There's no reason why we can't have Spoonie on Twitch and Dan on YouTube and maximise both. My informal reflection is that often it doesn't feel like there's quite as many people watch live streams on YouTube as they do on Twitch, but there's more competition on Twitch. You've got to be one of the channels with big viewer numbers to kind of get noticed by new people. So I don't know, we'll see. Like, we're reaching out to more people, and it's been good. It's brought people into the Discord, and it's got lots of views on our YouTube videos, which have been doing really well over the last week or so. So fingers crossed it keeps going well in that way at least. Is Restream the way that you have the same thing broadcasting onto both? Yeah, I don't think we quite make enough in subscriptions to fund that at the moment. So let's go back to our checklist. So we're going to go and get our passenger signs on because we finished refueling and we're boarding. So we'll go seatbelts on. We're going to get our hydraulic pumps on. Now I can't remember where anything is on this bloody plane. So hydraulic pumps on. And then want yaw damper on. Window heat on, that's up here. Left aft fuel pump on. And that allows us to get to a point, I think, where we can get the APU going shortly. So let's set a few other things up. Let's get our cruise altitude in at 34,000. I think the landing height in Edinburgh is about 300, we'll confirm that later. Is there anything else we want to do up here immediately? I don't think so. Please do shout at me if there's things you think I'm missing, because I am very out of practice with this. In the meantime, what we'll do, let's go and have a listen to the Stansted status, which is on 127180. Make sure nothing's changed. What do you think of our new overlays, Surly?
3. Acknowledge receipt of information Charlie and advise aircraft type on first contact. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Charlie.
Well, I'm going to have Charlie.
Stansted information Charlie, time 1250 Zulu, automatic, runway in use 22, transition level 75. Data link clearances are available. Wind 220 at 21 gusts 31. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Ceiling 3,700 broken. Temperature 17. Dew point 9. QNH 1003. Acknowledge receipt of information Charlie and advise aircraft type on first contact. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Okay, let's head over to ground.
Stansted information Charlie, time 1250 Zulu, automatic, runway in use 22, transition level 75, data link clear.
Right, let's just double check we're set up. So QNH 1003 is what we've got. So we'll go and speak to ground and get our clearance, and we'll start getting that programmed in. So let's go and give that a go. Stands to ground, very good afternoon, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee 737-800 on stand 32 left with information Charlie, QNH 1003, request clearance to Edinburgh.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, Stansted ground, good afternoon. You are cleared to Edinburgh on a UTAVA 1 Romeo departure, runway 22, squawk 0217.
Good, Edinburgh, UTAVA 1 Romeo off runway 22, squawking 0217. Thank you, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, read back correct.
Right, so we're going 0217. There we go. and let's get that. It's actually in transponder mode already, apparently. So that's got that set up. We're nearly fully boarded. So let's have a look at the chart and have a look at our departure. You just pull the departure information up. See if that works. There we go. So UTAVA 1 Romeo departure out of Stansted today. I'll make this a bit bigger for you. It's a fairly straightforward departure. I'll show you the taxi route in a minute, but we most easily see it from outside, frankly. So we're going to push with our nose to the left, and it's pretty much a straight taxi out, up Link Bravo, right on the second right onto hotel, and then first left I assume will be given Romeo 1 for departure. So we're going to have a straightforward taxi, and then of course you can't see that because I've just made Navigraph full screen. I'll show you that in a second. As we fly out, so it's straight out on a runway heading until we get to 3.1 miles from India Sierra X-ray, then we make a right hand turn, intercept a 349 degree radial from Barkway and up to Barkway. Initial climb is 4,000 feet through to UTAVA, and then we'll start making our climb up to flight level 340. So let me quickly show you that taxi again. It's a really simple one. So we're going to push nose facing left, straight out across Link Bravo, first right onto hotel, first left onto Romeo. I would put pretty good money on that being what we get. Are we the only person on the ground? Looks like oh no, we got somebody just taxiing in. Cool. Okay, so let's set a little bit of that up. So let's set our initial altitude up as 4,000. And let's set the initial heading up. A runway heading, which is 222. There we go. And we'll pop in an initial speed of about 180. Right. So that all looks good. That's Paul, is it? It wasn't a voice I recognise. It's not a name I recognise either. Don't know whether they're one of our newer controllers. So I'm gonna start. Let's go. Next thing on the checklist is we're gonna go and get the APU booted up. So in order to do that, we're gonna go APU to start. And then we are, what do we do then? So after a minute we'll set the APU to bleed. There's our power coming through on the APU, so let's get our APU to bleed on. And we'll get the APU generators on. Oops. On. And we're going to go packs to auto. It's over here, somewhere, packs, auto. APU gens on, please. And we're going to open the isolation valve, which is already open. Right, what else have I got on here? Altimeter we've already set, transponder we've set, fueling, loading and boarding are completed. Takeoff data is set, cruise altitude pressure panel is set, and the MCP is set. Now I dangerously think we're pretty close to being ready to push. Let's just have a look at the overhead again and what's not there. I don't expect my engine electrical pumps to be ready yet. Probe heats can presumably come on later. I missed turning the probe heats on. Oh yeah, they come on later, that's fine. Fuel pumps don't need to come on just yet. Right, Spoonie, is there anything I have missed that would prevent me disconnecting my ground power and calling up for push, or Surly, or anybody else that's watching? He's on our Discord. Oh, well, lovely. Thank you, Paul, in case you're watching. Thank you for being an aviator. Oh, I'm still showing bloody Navigraph. Sorry, guys. This is why I don't put it up very often. Right. So, I think we're pretty much good. I'm going to give you a quick show of the overhead. But I think we've done all the things we need to do. I'm going to get the ground power off, which reassuringly hasn't broken anything. I'm going to go and get it disconnected. So, to release the ground power. Release the wheel chocks. Let's have a quick look round the aircraft. Why do we suddenly have a jetway? Say bye bye jetway. Thank you, silly GSX. Should probably shut the door. Doors. Okay. I think we're good to go. Sod it. There's no way this is going to go perfectly, but let's just break it now. I'm going to call for push. Excuse me 1 second. Right, prepare for pushback. While we wait for that, we'll go and get our anti-collision lights on.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
And we'll get our flight directors on.
And Stansted ground Ryanair 2 Echo Alpha, shutdown 64 left. Thanks a million for the advisories.
Ryanair 2 Echo Alpha, not a problem. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for using Stansted today.
Thanks a million, and yourself, 2 Echo Alpha, bye-bye.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee ready for push.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, stand 3-2, push and start approved.
Push and start approved, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee.
Locking gear.
I'll tell you what we haven't done. We haven't played an announcement. Let's get the announcements going. That'll give me some time to screw things up. Oh God. Do I want to be on Bravo East, Bravo Middle, or Bravo West? Let's try and work that out. Right, if that's north, then I must be on Bravo East. My compass directions are right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Right.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Thank you, darling. Right, Ryanair. Let's do safety announcement.
Welcome on board this Ryanair flight. May we have your attention while we point out some of the safety features on this aircraft. Please remove headphones during this demonstration. There are 8 emergency exits, each marked with a red exit sign. Floor path markings along the cabin aisle will illuminate in darkness and guide you to the nearest exit in an emergency. There are 4 main doors, 2 at the front of the cabin, 1 left and 1 right, and 2 at the rear of the cabin, 1 left and 1 right. There are 4 overwing exits in the center of the cabin, 2 left and 2 right. Please note the nearest exit to you, which may be behind you. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle. To secure, pull on the loose end of the strap, and to open, lift the buckle cover. In the event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, individual oxygen masks will drop automatically from the panel above your head. If this happens, remain seated. Pull down firmly on the mask to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Don't worry if the bag does not inflate. Oxygen is flowing. To secure the mask, pull one end of the strap. Adults traveling with young children, please attend to your own mask first. Your life jacket is stowed in a pocket beneath your seat or in the panel above your head. In the unlikely event of landing in water, remove the jacket from its packet and place it over your head. Bring the strap around your waist, clip at the front, and secure as the crew are now demonstrating. To inflate the life jacket, pull down sharply on the red toggle. There is a mouthpiece for further inflation or deflation and a light to attract attention. Do not inflate your life jacket inside the cabin, as to do so will impede your exit. Further information may be found on the safety card, which is displayed within the area you are seated. Your captain invites you to read this card carefully before departure. Please now ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened, tray table is in the upright and locked position, armrests down and window blinds open. We recommend for your comfort and safety that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight. There is a call bell, reading light and fresh air vent in the panel above your head. Portable electronic devices such as tablets and mobile phones in flight mode may be used throughout the flight. Please select flight mode now. Laptops must be stowed in cabin baggage under the seat in front of you or in the overhead locker for taxi, takeoff and landing. We would like to remind you that smoking is not permitted. Thank you for your attention. Please sit back, relax and enjoy your flight.
Okay, lovely. That's got us pushed. I just thought, while that was going, I've seen Essex has come online, so I've prepped.
Ground, good afternoon.
Bravo
Whiskey with you.
Let's go
start.
start. We will start getting engine 2 going first of all, so we'll switch engine 2 to ground.
Zap 8 Whiskey, Stansted ground. Good afternoon. Welcome to Stansted. Taxi to stand 82 left via November, Juliet and Echo.
82 left by November, Juliet and Echo. Zap 8 Whiskey.
Yeah, I saw Spoony. I mean, who's on Essex? I didn't see that. Let's go and get fuel going. Let's see who it is. It's Usama. I think I've controlled with Usama at Gatwick before. Suddenly a flow of arrivals coming in as well. Alright, that's that one pretty much fully set up, so let's go and get engine number 1 going. Plane audio is quiet. Okay. Oh yeah, I turned MSFS down, didn't I? There you go. There we go. Fuel flowing into number 1. I find the kind of background hum in the PMDG a bit irritating after a while.
Stansted ground, good morning. Ryanair 641 Delta,
Good morning.
runway 22.
Ryanair 641 Delta, Stansted ground. Good afternoon, welcome to Stansted. Taxi to stand 44 left via Lima, Juliet and Charlie.
Taxi stand 44 left via Lima, Juliet and Charlie. Ryanair 641 Delta.
Alright, engine 1 and 2 start. Probe heat's on. What are we now? Wing and engine anti-ice. Don't think we're going to need that today.
That's the ground. Good evening. Airport 7304 request IFR clearance to nice information Charlie.
To nice.
At 8020 at gate 43 left.
Engine bleeds.
Air France 7304 Stansted ground. Good afternoon. I've got no flight
Patch
plan
back to
for you
auto.
filed.
I'll refile my flight on Air France 7304.
Recirc fans to auto. They're already there. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleed to off. And the APU to off. Well, let's confirm good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
We'll go down, set our flaps to 5.
Air France 7304 Stansted ground.
Air France 7304.
Set our elevator trim.
Air France 7304, I've now got your flight plan. Can you confirm your aircraft type and stand number, please?
5.15.
Air France 7304.
Air France 7304, thank you. You are cleared to Nice on a Nugbo 1 Romeo departure, runway 22, squawk 0474.
Left is
On the
clear,
VNAV.
right is clear.
Clear to Nice via
On the auto throttle. Don't have to do that on both sides, do I?
Romeo
No.
departure and squawk 0474.
Right, let's go and have a quick look up the top.
37304.
Air France 7304, readback is correct. Q&H is 1003.
Should I be worried about that sign saying the ram door is open? I can't remember whether that's normally there or not. We're going to call for taxi and hope for the best. Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee ready for taxi.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee. After the Ryanair 737 passes left to right on Juliet, taxi holding point Romeo 1, runway 22 via Bravo, Hotel and Romeo.
After the passing company left to right on Juliet, taxi holding point Romeo 1 for 22 via Link Bravo, Hotel and Romeo, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee. Right, now there he goes.
Ground, Ryanair 641 Delta, just confirm our stand is 44 left or 44 right.
Whoa! Why have we ended up on...
Ryanair 641 Delta, stand 44 left.
What the hell?
44 left.
Abort, abort, abort,
641
abort,
Delta.
abort! That wasn't supposed to happen. Excuse me one moment, I think I know what's happened. I sense, if Surly is still in the chat, I'm about to get a message. Right. That never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. Why must every plane need its own bloody throttle setup? That's what happens when you're configured for the Phoenix. Actually, I think I was configured for the fly-by-wire, but... and you're in the PMDG. I think we've survived. I see no damage. There is no evidence that anything ever happened. I don't know what you're talking about. This has been completely smooth without incident. It definitely didn't just ram the terminal. Right, let's try a small application of accelerator and see what happens. Much better. See, real pilots don't have to deal with this shit. Their 737 doesn't think it's an A320.
Have a good weekend, bye-bye.
Sat 8 Whiskey, thank you very much for flying to Stansted. You have a good weekend yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.
If that's the worst thing that happens on this flight,
Off the ground, Golf Golf, Charlie Lima Alpha, Challenger 650, parked at Harrods Aviation, with information Charlie requesting IFR clearance to Edinburgh.
Golf Golf, Charlie Lima Alpha, Stansted ground. Good afternoon. I've got no flight plan for you.
Just press the button again, I thought I sent it, should be on the way, Golf Golf, Charlie Alpha.
this is the real reason why I don't stream on
Golf,
Twitch.
Charlie Lima
Spoony
Alpha,
can't
once he
find
comes
the
through, I'll
clip
give you a call.
Perfect, thanks.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, contact Stansted radar now, 120.625. Have a good flight.
120.625, thanks ever so much, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee. I'll just get round this corner. I might just sit and make sure I've got my checks done before we call them. I'll kind of crawl in. Let me go back to my checklist. Ooh, wrong thingy. Now the other test this is going to prove is last time I tried to stream a flight, we had all sorts of difficulties with stuttering as soon as we took off from Stansted. So it'll be interesting to see whether we get the same here. So auto brake set to RTO. We reset the fuel rate, that one's there. We need to go and get our TCAS on. V-speeds check, they're fine, right. Position lights up to strobe and steady. Taxi lights to off. We'll turn traffic on. I think we can now. What's that autopilot? I'm going to assume that was because of my little reverser dalliance that did that. Right, let's go call Stansted.
Radar, Roger. Reset. Squawk for me, please. 1254.
Squawk 1254, right now 2 Kilo Alpha.
Whiskey 8, Whiskey, Y Alpha 1, line up and wait, runway 25.
Line up and wait, runway 25, with a Whiskey.
Stansted radar, very good afternoon. Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, Romeo 1 at Stansted.
Call you back in just a second. Break, easy 56 Papa Tango, climb flight over 130.
130, easy 56 Papa Tango.
2282, descent flight over 90.
Descent flight about 90 and 2282.
This is 2 Alpha Golf, channel left heading 260 degrees.
This guy's busy.
That's 2601, can we start reducing the speed?
Yeah, AFM, you can reduce speed to 220 knots now.
220 knots with 2 Alpha Golf.
And Christian Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, good afternoon, Stansted radar via Romeo 1, line up Romeo 22.
Line up via Romeo 1, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee.
Easy 56 Papa Tango, route direct 2.
So back to our checklist.
Route direct red for easy 56 Papa Tango.
Need our runway turn off lights on.
Asian 641, report your passing altitude.
Passing 2,500 feet, AGN 641.
Thank you.
And we confirmed
continue
we'll
climb,
go
climb
clock on.
altitude 5,000 feet.
Climb flight level 5, climb altitude 5,000 feet, AGN 641.
Let's get this going a bit
Bluemax 3
faster.
Kilo Yankee, surface winds for Stansted 230 degrees at 20 knots, runway 22, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee. Cool, is this a big hill or something? Oh no.
Easy 6 for Delta Foxtrot, you might see traffic on your TCAS, left 7 o'clock, range 5 miles, tracking towards you now in the climb flight level 145. It's an Airbus A320.
We keep it high, it's
BUZAD 2 Alpha Golf, turn left heading 210 degrees.
Left 210 degrees.
Easy 56 Papa Tango, further climb onto Unicorn 122.8, goodbye.
122.8, easy 56 Papa Tango, bye-bye.
282 at 9,000 feet.
Ryanair 2282, thank you, descent flight level 80, start reducing your speed to 220 knots.
220 knots and descent to flight level 80.
Take off config, that's not good.
222.
What doesn't it like?
Easy 6 for Delta Foxtrot, descent flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100.
Okay, it's going anyway, so...
BUZAD 2 Alpha Golf, descent to altitude 3,000 feet.
Sod it.
Yeah, descent to altitude 3,000 feet, speed 180 knots.
Positive rate of climb.
3,000 feet, 180 with clock one.
With 8 Christian Bisco, 8 Whiskey, runway 25, clear for takeoff, surface wind is 220 degrees at 19, adjust to 29 knots.
Clear for takeoff, wait to 8 Whiskey. Ryanair 222, request 5,000 feet at Abbott.
Ryanair 2282, fly heading 290 degrees, descend to altitude 6,000 feet initially, QNH1003.
Right, well we're up in the air.
Heading to 90, descent to 6,000 feet.
Let's get the auto brake to off.
Correct, QNH is 1003.
Get the gear lever down.
QNH 1003, Ryanair 222.
AGF 641, climb flight level 110.
Climb flight level 110, AGN 641.
Gotta go and get our flaps back in.
1 climb flight level 110, thank you.
Right, why can't I get the flaps to go in now?
Easy 6 for Delta Foxtrot, fly radar heading now 350
Oh, that was my issue, my flaps were retracted. Why had my flaps gone to 0? I did set flaps, I remember doing it.
225 degrees, clear LS, runway 25.
I absolutely remember setting the flaps.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, report your passing altitude.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, 4,000 feet.
Thank you, maintain 4,000. In fact, I tell you what, climb now flight level 80.
Flight level 80, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee.
Ryanair 222, flight level 060.
Ryanair 2282, roger, reduce speed to 180 knots, turn left heading 270 degrees.
180 knots, and please say again the heading.
Heading 270 degrees.
Heading 270 degrees.
But I distinctly remember setting my flaps.
Christian Bisco 8 Whiskey, report your passing altitude.
Currently at 4,000 feet.
Did they retract because I went into like super reverser?
Climb flight level 110 with 80.
Ryanair 2 Kilo Alpha, do you require backtrack or are you able Alpha 1?
Able Alpha 1, Ryanair 2 Kilo Alpha.
Ryanair 2 Kilo Alpha, thank you from Alpha 1, runway 25, clear for takeoff, no delay, set to 220 degrees, at 19, adjust to 29.
Clear for takeoff, 25 Ryanair 2 Kilo Alpha.
Easy 6 for Delta Foxtrot, reduce speed to 220 knots, descend flight level 90. Ryanair 2282 descend to altitude 4,000 feet.
Surly, that's... Oh, bloody hell. I don't know what I like.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, turn left heading 270 degrees.
Left heading 270, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee. What are we on now?
2 Alpha Golf, no ETC speed restriction.
Free speed with 12 knots.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, climb flight level 120.
Flight level 120, Bluemax 2 Echo Yankee, 3 Echo Yankee.
Easy 6 for Delta Foxtrot, turn left heading 230 degrees.
230, easy 6
Ryanair 2282, turn left heading 255, cleared ILS, runway 22.
Surly, that's the worst pun ever.
Runway 22, heading
so unimpressed.
255, Ryanair 102262.
Stansted radar, hello, easy 704, go at Luton, on, out.
The reason why...
The
reason why I didn't reject the takeoff was I had put... Well, we'll debrief once I'm off of Stansted radar.
7020.
The Alpha Golf from a 25 land, surface wind check is 220 degrees at 190, gust 290.
Put land number 25 with 12 o'clock.
Easy 6 foot out Foxtrot, descent to 6,000 feet, the Luton QNH is 1003.
6,000, 1003, easy.
Right, we don't need to be in speed mode.
Stansted, hello, easy 737 Charlie, full ready at Alpha 1.
Easy 737 Charlie, good afternoon. Stansted radar, Roger, set your squawk for me please. 0734.
Say again, easy 737 Charlie.
Reset squawk 0734, break, Blue Ryanair 2 Kilo Alpha, climb now, flight level 120.
Flight level 120, Ryanair 2 Kilo Alpha.
Ryanair 2 Kilo Alpha, actually no, stop your climb, flight level 100 initially.
Flight level 100, Ryanair 2 Kilo Alpha.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, climb flight level 180, turn right heading 320 degrees.
Right heading 320, climb flight level 180, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee.
Ryanair 2282, no ATC speed restriction. Ryanair 2282, no ATC speed restriction.
No ATC speed restriction, Ryanair 2282.
Easy 6 foot Alpha Foxtrot, descend to altitude 5,000 feet.
5,000, easy 6.
Easy 737 Charlie behind the landing, Airbus A320 with a short final, line up runway 25 behind.
Behind landing with bus line up runway 25 behind, easy 737 Charlie.
Radar jet flight 22. Station going second call sign please. Jet flight 22. Jet flight 22, hello, you can taxi and hold Alpha 1. Hold Alpha 1, jet flight 22.
Hi real pilot, how you doing? I am very much not a real pilot.
180 knots.
180 knots, easy 6.
And I am proving it today.
Let's go 8 whiskey, climb flight level 230.
Flight level 230, Whisker 8 whiskey.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, all navigation now direct to Elvos.
Direct Elvos, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee.
And Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, further climb in Unicom 132.8, bye bye.
Unicom 122.8, thanks ever so much for your help, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee.
Thanks, bye.
And we'll get ourselves climbing as well. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Right. Let's get over to Unicom. Let's talk about what happened.
Ryanair 2 Kilo Alpha, climb flight level 140.
So, I am pretty confident that I did set my flaps. I'm convinced I remember doing it. If anybody can tell me positively or negatively, I would appreciate it. But I'm pretty certain I remember doing it. My guess is that when I went into that reverse, because I had the wrong throttle configuration, at some point, I don't know why they would have retracted, but I'm so convinced that I set them. What's the other? So the reason why I went through with the takeoff is I'd obviously hit the tow. Well, first of all, I'd forgotten you had to press that little screw to go into toga mode, and then I suddenly panicked and thought, oh, sugar, that's why even though I've pulled my throttle back to idle, I can't, I'm still in toga. So, sod it. It's taking off anyway. You're allowed to do a flap 0 departure, aren't you? That's a thing. It's just not what I'd configured. So I'm going to play that I don't think it was my fault card. Anyway, let's go and do some tidy up. There's probably some bits we haven't tidied up. I've lost track a little bit in all of that. So we've gone to standard pressure. Did we get our landing lights off? We did. We got the runway and turn off lights off. Got the taxi lights off. Fine. Our engine start goes to off. Missed that. We're through 20,000 feet now, so we can get the seatbelt signs off. And let's play an
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be passing through with food and drink. Please check the magazine in front of you for the full menu as well as our amazing duty-free offers. Thank you.
I feel stressed. I didn't enjoy that. It doesn't look like there's any other control online, so I can calm a little bit for a minute. When I reset my controls, the flaps went back to 0. Okay. Well, I think that's justified to play the not my fault card then. I mean, it's my fault I didn't set my controller up properly. That just shows you how little flying I've done. Haven't switched it for ages. Let's see if we've got a nice smart cam we can watch. That's the one I wanted. It makes me want to do the return more now, because I'd quite like to get one right. I mean, we haven't safely made it to Edinburgh yet, but... Hey! Thank you. That's very kind. Oof. Right. Stress level subsiding. Let me have a drink. Not a stiff one, though that wouldn't seem a dreadful idea. I need to stick to doing Gatwick Tower. Just make an arse out of myself when I try and do flying. Let's just check we're all okay in the cabin. Yeah, looks it. So what are we doing? We're doing heading to 314. We're pretty close to our cruise altitude now, so we'll make sure we get up and stabilise at cruise okay. So while we watched that, I have to say I was pretty impressed by my first trip over to Birmingham. It was a fun little airport to spot at. I did about 2.5 hours there yesterday. Good variety of traffic where it doesn't really have a big based airline in the same way. So you're kind of standard mix of Jet2, EasyJet and Ryanair, but you know, lots of interesting little visiting stuff. Saudia 787-10 was probably my favourite of all the things that came in the time that I was there, especially because it was in the new colour scheme, which actually looks really smart. I really like that new colour scheme they've got on that Saudia 787. Seeing the Emirates A380 coming straight nose at you is pretty impressive. I toyed with staying to watch it depart, but I was going to have to wait another 45 minutes minimum and my camera battery was starting to run out, but I imagine having that thing coming and taking off straight at you is quite a sight to behold as well. But yeah, combine that with, there was a little Trilander that was dicking around, and bits like that as well, so lots to see. It was a fun experience, my day out to Birmingham. I highly recommend it if anybody's in the area. There's a lovely country park that you go to just by Marston Green Station, and you can pretty much walk around the perimeter of about 50% of the airport. You can't get very good views going around the perimeter, but as you stand at the end of the runway lights at the kind of 1-5 end by the threshold, you can see straight down across the whole airport. Really beautiful. You've been on X-Plane for ages and couldn't finish a flight on stream. That wasn't technical inability though, Spoonie. That was system performance, and X-Plane destroying your system, from what I remember. I mean, Stansted radar was covering Luton top downer based on this. Thought I'd seen a Luton ground online. No Luton ground. Gatwick nicely staffed as always. Gatwick director's just come on as well. Let's have a look on VATSIM, see if there's anything we might get in the way of control when we get up to Edinburgh. Not a long flight, so we'll have to start thinking about our arrival in the not too distant future. We've already made it, we're kind of just crossing slightly east of Birmingham now. There's a ground online at Edinburgh. We'll just check. They are using runway 6 there as well. What we should probably do, let's have a bit of a look at our setup. Let's have a look at the Navigraph chart for it first, so we know what we're doing. So, someone remind me if I don't make this invisible this time. We're going to be going in on the INPIP 1 Echo arrival. So, we get down to flight level 260 by INPIP, and takes us in, heading a 339 down to INREV, descending to flight level 200, and then ESCDO. And we have to do a sort of a right then a left because of avoiding the higher terrain, so we'll be descending down to flight level 70 at Tartan, 230 knots. That's quite a hard descent, often needs a little bit of speed brake to do the descent down to Tartan. When we get to Tartan, we'll make a left turn so that we can go and establish on the ILS for runway 06. And we can see there that we are going to establish at 4,000 feet. Just follow it in, heading of 060, and we have to make sure we do establish at 4,000 because of the terrain that we go around. Missed approach, if we need it we'll brief it properly nearer, but straight ahead to 3000 and then over to director if they're online. It's a pretty straightforward missed approach at Edinburgh. So let's pop that off. Let's go and start having a look at the FMC. First of all, let's make sure our constraints are in. So INPIP at 260, INREV at 200, ESCDO speed limit of 250, and then tartan should be 70 at 230, which it is. So that all looks good. Establishing the ILS at 4000, that looks good as well. So that all seems pretty well set up. If we go in it, index, have a look at our approach. We'll update this later because our landing speeds will probably change a little bit, but I assume we'll do a flaps 30 landing, shall we? Everything there looks, other than that, everything in there looks fine. That's what we just had a look at, isn't it? Lovely. We'll have a look at our descent. Can we pop in a forecast? So the transition level is 7,000. And we can put some descent winds in. We've got those. So on the descent, our winds at 310 at 251 at 62. Flight level 200, they're 242 at 42. And 100, they're 233 at 31. Execute that. Back to our legs page for now. Approaching Trent, which means we're getting close to East Midlands. Right, so why don't we, let's go and pop a proper landing altitude in for Edinburgh. So airport elevation of Edinburgh is 136, and we went a bit high. 150. I think the runway direction is 060, isn't it? Yeah. So let's go and start popping some of these bits in. So the ILS frequency we're going to need is going to be 108.9. I'm going to put in now. Course is gonna be 060. Dare say if my takeoff was bad, the chances of my landing being good is really slim. Can go and have a look at how far from top of descent we are. So got to top of descent 79 miles and 13 minutes. Interestingly, we don't seem to be getting the stutters on this flight that I was getting on the fly-by-wire. My theory had been that it was being caused by the fly-by-wire. The PMDG's always been pretty good on performance for me, so I might partly explain that at least. Yeah, I don't know what causes it, Spoonie. The only thing I've flown since Sim Update 14 came out is the fly-by-wire. I had been convinced that it was changing the distance marker, the range rings, out, because the first 2 times it happened when I did that, but I then did a flight where I just didn't touch them and it actually still happened. Clearly just coincidence that I changed them at about the same time. So maybe I need to do a fresh install of the fly-by-wire. Hard to know. It's definitely taking a lot of getting used to going again. I've done so little flying this calendar year. Everything feels like I'm learning again at the moment. And the problem with that throttle wasn't, well, it was that I was configured for the wrong aircraft, but it's the fact that depending on whether you're in the fly-by-wire, the Phoenix or the PMDG, and I think I was in my Phoenix setup, they use the reverse axis differently. So what was set up correctly to put myself into throttle forward on the Phoenix put me into throttle reverse on the PMDG, which is just a bit silly. So while we've got a bit of quiet time, I'll plug again, there's some fantastic videos gone up on the YouTube recently. We've got Dan's Gatwick director stream that went live last weekend or last Friday, I think, which has been doing super successfully. I popped a Gatwick Tower stream up on Wednesday. No, that's a lie. I put a Gatwick Tower video up on Monday and then I streamed Gatwick Tower on Tuesday. The video went live yesterday. I've been really taken aback by how well that Gatwick Tower, the first video, is done. Thank you ever so much. I think we're nearly on 50 likes for that video. And top 2,000 views on it, which is absolutely astounding. We've been blown away by the support the channel's had on YouTube over the last couple of weeks. Just looking at where we've got to now, we've hit 561 subscribers on YouTube now. This time last week we were under 500, so absolutely amazing the support that people have been giving us on the stream and on the channel, especially over the last week, but of course since we were formed. What streams have you got coming up, Spoonie? We haven't seen you stream for a little while now. Some devs use a percentage value. So there are, if you remind me, I'll show you when we're doing turnaround, because this will be relevant for you if you get the Phoenix. There are 2 throttle axes that you can use in MSFS. One is just called throttle and one is called throttle 0 to 100, and they have the ability to reverse the axis if you want to, and different devs use different setups for how they configure that, is basically the issue. I think it only really matters if you're using something like the Thrustmaster pack, like I am. Obviously using the Thrustmaster Airbus pack for a Boeing is also not completely ideal. So, top of descent, 40 miles has come up on our range ring. That's our heading bug round. How is your MSFS setup? Are you happy with it? And have you only bought Bills Luton, or have you bought Stansted as well? Because I know that you prefer Luton to Stansted, really, even if you don't really want to admit it. I mean, Belfast Aldergrove Ground is on. No, we'll do a tiny bit more of a watch out the window just before we hit top of descent, and then we'll get ourselves back in. Oh, we've just missed somebody flying underneath us. Who was that? Hard to tell. Maybe that departure out in Newcastle. So we're going to be following an EasyJet Airbus 320 fairly closely in, although they're going quite a lot faster than us. Doesn't look like there's much else up ahead of us. Invested in the London, strongly thinking about the Phoenix and GSX, and then that will do you. That's a pretty good setup. When you say you've invested in the Londons, what have you got? Luton, Stansted, Heathrow. And which MSFS did you get? Standard or Premium Deluxe? So our initial descent is down to flight level 260, so let's go and start getting that in so the VNAV takes us down. There's a FedEx taking off from Teesside. That's a bit different. Using MSFS standard through Game Pass. Okay, so you've got the 320neo and you've got the 747-8, but you've not got the 787 or the longitude. The Citation Jet's quite fun in the standard as well, for what it's worth. It's worth a look. I mean, it's up to you in terms of what you like flying, obviously. I would probably say, I mean, the Phoenix is a more refined add-on than the PMDG. If I had to buy one of the two, I probably would have bought the PMDG over the Phoenix, just because at least that way I'd have some form of A320 and some form of 737, and they're quite different and fun to fly. But the Phoenix is a superb add-on, and I wouldn't recommend against anybody buying it, to be completely clear. Cool. Okay, so just having a quick look at that. That all looks good. Looks fine. Lovely. So you can hear engine starting to wind down a bit as it begins to think about its descent. We should start descending any second now. There we go. So that's beginning our descent down flight level 260 to be level at INPIP. Going to see what cabin announcement we've got for descending.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now descending and preparing to land. Please ensure that your cabin bag is safely stored. Make sure your window blinds are up, seats are in upright position and your table trays are folded. Toilets are now off limits. Thank you.
It's probably a little bit early to make the toilets off limits, but there we go. High focus, no, not quite a first. So I streamed on YouTube on Tuesday. So no, not a first, but we are spreading our streaming out a tiny bit between Twitch and YouTube. So he hasn't confirmed this, and I keep saying it on his behalf, but I think Spoonie is sticking to Twitch for now because he's got a very loyal following of people that come at his regular slots that we don't want to lose. But we've seen such success with the YouTube channel over the last week or so. We've gone through the 500 subscribers. That gets us in the partner program. We've hit 500 in the last week. We've gone from 490 to 561 subscribers on the YouTube. So we did a stream as a bit of a celebration on Tuesday on YouTube, and I've sort of said, just while we gauge interest in how many viewers we get and how it compares to when we're on Twitch, I'll do a few of my ad hoc streams on YouTube and just see how they go. So the reception on Tuesday was really good. We had loads of people in chatting while I was doing Gatwick Tower. People seem to really enjoy it. This one's been a bit of a quieter stream, but it's been lovely to have the company that we've had, and we're really grateful. Everyone's here, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. This isn't a confirmed strategy at this point, but is just an opportunity to see kind of what the interest is in some of our streams being on YouTube rather than Twitch, and if we can reach some more people. So it's lovely to see you. Hope you are well. We've just begun our descent down into Edinburgh. We took off from Stansted badly. I mean, I say badly. I mean, if you discount demolishing some walls and taking off without your flaps extended, then it was absolutely fine. But apparently those things are important. Start to rein this back a little bit. So let's start thinking about what we're going to do when we're in our descent. So we've set our destination weather, we've set the landing altitude up at the top. We've got our ILS frequency tuned already. We've got our ILS course set already. We're not expecting to need anti-ice. So for the moment, I think we are okay. One thing we haven't done is set minimums. I actually need to remember how to do. So on a barrow minimum of 310. There you go. How have you been keeping, Focus? In fact, we can use real names. How have you been keeping, Michael? You need an air crash investigation episode about that takeoff. So, well, what happened is I forgot to change my controller settings from my Phoenix profile to my PMDG profile. So when I released my parking brake and tried to gently nudge forward my throttles, I went into full reverse and backed into the wall at the end of Bravo. So root cause is wrong controller setting, of which root cause is stupid pilot did not check his controller setting, of which root cause is don't let Dean fly on stream. So our next altitude constraint is flight level 200, so let's start getting ourselves down to that. We'll go now and get... that's right, we're going to vector ourselves out of INPIP, so that's out of Tartan anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Let's go and get our init index approach. We'll do a flaps 30. So our landing speed's going to be 145 that we're going to set. There's lots of people inbound to Glasgow, interestingly, just unusual. I'm not going to complain too much about not having loads of landing traffic around me. I think we're going to have a nice big gap behind us, so we can take our time. I'll show you quickly where we are on the chart again. So we've just crossed over INPIP, so we picked up the INPIP 1 Echo now, making our way over to Eskdo. So we've set ourselves to be flight level 200 by INREV, which is this next waypoint. Then we'll reduce the speed down to 250 while also descending down to flight level 70. Need to be at 230 when we hit Tartan. When we hit Tartan, we're going to vector ourselves out. Looking at it, probably going to vector ourselves on around about, I don't know, what's that, 60 degrees maybe? No, hang on, that's not right. 60 degrees off 36, it's 27, so probably about 300 we'll probably be vectoring ourselves out to get round to intercept the ILS for 06. We're getting pretty close to flight level 200 now, so let's get this down to flight level 70. One of the things I was amazed filming at Birmingham yesterday was that in my entire time watching aviation, which started broadly when I graduated university, I'd never seen before yesterday a CRJ 1000 before, and a CityJet one turned up operating the Lufthansa Frankfurt-Birmingham lunchtime rotation. That was quite exciting. I enjoyed that. Now got a reason to fly one. I bought the Aerosoft one and I've never flown it. Michael flew into Edinburgh the other day after about 5 or 6 landings in a row, 200, oh this is on the sim, did a slammer at 480. I am very intentionally not tracking this in Volanta. So we're about to make our right hand turn over towards Tartan. Should go and put seatbelt signs on. See if we've got an announcement for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please be seated and check to see that your seatbelt is securely fastened.
Just bring the heading knob around as well. So we'll continue down to Tartan, hopefully hit flight level 70 at Tartan. We'll then vector ourselves out of Tartan. Got a fair gap now of the EasyJet ahead of us. While I think about it, let's go and tune in Edinburgh ground. It's 121755, that's who we're going to speak to next. Give us as few extra things to do as possible. What we should do is broadcast on Unicom. We'll do that. Looks like the EasyJet's made a turn to vector himself early, which kind of makes sense. Edinburgh traffic, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankees descending to flight level 70 at Tartan, expecting the ILS runway 06. We'll vector ourselves out of Tartan following the EasyJet. Edinburgh traffic. So it looks like we're descending quite a lot faster than that EasyJet. I mean, we're going to be underneath him in a minute. So we'll keep an eye. We are, in fairness, doing 305 knots apparently, which I hadn't noticed, so let's pop ourselves into speed mode.
Edinburgh traffic, EasyJet 100 Quebec, descending 4,000 feet over Tartan for the tether transition.
Let's try and get our speed down to 230. So we're going to pop auto brake. I'm going to start trying to get some bits configured now. So that's our auto brake set to 2. And below 10,000 feet, so we're going to want landing and turn off lights on. And we've got our seatbelt signs on. Well, it's at least got us below 250. We might actually hit 230 by Tartan. So in a moment, let's bring the range ring down. What we'll do, we'll actually, so we're going to make a harder turn than that. We're going to make a turn of about 270 to extend ourselves. So let's go heading select, and we're going to go left heading 270. We'll go 260. I'm going to go speed. Why isn't it letting me go speed? There we go. We'll go speed down to 220. And we'll start getting ourselves down to 4,000 feet. Let's pop ourselves into vertical speed mode. Down at 1500. So Spoony can answer the question about streaming on both at the same time. I think the answer to it in short is yes, but it's expensive. Bring ourselves around 270. Let's just check on here. Okay. So we want to come out of standard pressure onto local pressure. Ooh, blimey, it's all the way down at 994 here. Just check where we are. Looks like we're following the EasyJet reasonably. Can't see him on TCAS. I'll tell you what, we'll reduce speed 200 because he's above us. We can always do a long approach if we need to. Alright, there he is on TCAS. So we can just make sure we'll extend. Need to make sure we miss him, but we can fairly easily extend beyond him. So that's us levelled off at 4,000 feet. We can actually go flaps 1 at that point. So, approach checklist, nav course is set, speeds in limits, speed brake. We can arm the speed brake now.
Edinburgh traffic, EasyJet 100, Quebec, arriving runway 06, 20 check miles to go.
Which one of those is armed? Someone remind me. Armed is that one. No. That's where I want to be. Right, still following. Let's make a little bit of a left turn just to make our turn in easier. So speed brake armed. Approach mode when we need it. Okay. We may as well come down to 180. So that we don't have to extend quite as far. So I feel nervous doing this, it's been so long. Go flaps 2. Have a look outside, nothing to see. Remind us what our final approach speed was. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted. So our approach speed is 145 eventually. can probably start making the turn in a second. So, heading of the runway 060, so we're going to want to intercept at about 030. Flaps 5. On approach mode. I'm going to bring the speed down to 160.
Edinburgh traffic, EasyJet 100, Quebec, on ILS, runway 065 mile final.
Oh yeah, she gave him way more room than he did.
737 Charlie, 5 miles final, localize, correction fully established, service 5.
Edinburgh traffic ready, sir.
Readability 5. Edinburgh traffic, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee established ILS runway 06, 15 miles, Edinburgh traffic. We didn't vector ourselves particularly effectively there, but hey ho. So, our auto brake is set. Let's have a quick look through. If approach mode is armed, what's that?
Edinburgh traffic, Easy 100, Quebec established, short final, runway 06.
We'll keep our speed at 160 along here. Go a little bit more flaps as the speed's starting to build. It's going to be a runway coming soon. How far out are we? 7 miles, 6 miles. Let's start bringing the speed back down a bit further. It's starting to motor away from us, so we'll go flaps 15. I think at that point we have to go geared down.
EasyJet 100, Quebec located, 166.
Oh, shush. Sorry guys, there we go. That was painful. So flaps are set, let's get our engine mode selectors up into continuous. Landing gears down, autopilot's engaged, flaps are set, go around altitude.
1,000.
Can now set is 3,000. And we'll get ready in a minute to disconnect the autopilot and the auto throttle. I still can't see the runway. It's a manky day up in Edinburgh. Edinburgh traffic, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, short final runway 06, Edinburgh traffic. I think I can see a runway. It's almost auto land conditions this. But it might be auto land conditions. No, I can see it.
500. 400. 300.
My aircraft.
Approaching minimums.
No, we're going left, we're going left.
Minimums.
Go auto throttle off. Come on, nose down. Nose down. Why is the trim way out?
100.
I'm full nose down right now.
50. 30.
Whoa.
20.
Okay, I'm just going to get it down because something is wrong with my trim.
10.
Slammed that. Take that with your 700 feet per minute. Right, we better start braking. I had this problem with the PMDG once before where it didn't trim properly and I can't remember what caused it. But I remember having to do a full reinstall, we ain't going to get off the runway at this rate, in order to fix it. But that was trimmed absolutely atrociously. It was determined to try and climb. Whoa, we've also got no turn. Jeez. Right. I really don't want to come and look at the chat right now. I know I should have gone around before somebody tells me. What did Spoonie say? Oh, nobody said anything, I'll take that. Tell you what we'll do. We won't do the return flight, but we might hop on Gatwick Tower for an hour. We'll get ourselves parked and we'll go on Gatwick Tower. Right, I think ground is online, aren't they? Edinburgh ground, yes. Right. Edinburgh ground, good afternoon. Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee vacated 06.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, welcome to Edinburgh. Taxi Alpha, hold Alpha 15, expect stand 10.
Alpha, hold Alpha 15, expect stand 10, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee.
Scandinavian 1463, ready for taxi.
Scandinavian 1463, taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 06, via Foxtrot, Echo and Alpha.
Runway 06 via Foxtrot, Echo and Alpha, Scandinavian 1463.
Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee, continue taxi stand 10 via Alpha and Foxtrot.
Alpha, Foxtrot, stand 10, Bluemax 3 Echo Yankee. Right, we'll go, let's get the flaps retracted. We're going to sort our lights. What we'll do, we'll get on stand and then we'll switch over to doing some ATC. What are we doing? We're doing Foxtrot, aren't we? Now Foxtrot stand 10. So we're just passing Mike, so if I were just passing Papa, we've got ages to go yet. While that's happening, let me fire up Euroscope so that we're ready. That's the world's most annoying noise. Audio for VATSIM. Right, is this our turn? No, that's Lima there. Pretty sure this is Foxtrot. Foxtrot's the one with the curve, isn't it? Yeah. What I don't know is which one's stand 10. We'll find it. Oh, hang on. Is it over there? No. I'll say stand 14.
Scandinavian 1463, there's no further ATC, I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom.
Let me just find my chart.
123,
Taxi.
bye bye.
Parking stands 10. Oh, it's just to the right of 11. Okay, fine. Oh, it's taking some while to get going again. .10 alpha? I don't have a 10 alpha. Sod it, we're going on here. Our turning circle is appalling.
Good evening, Edinburgh ground. This is Stansted 009 and another requesting INPIP clearance to Newcastle International Airport. Current position at gate 4.
Alright, 10 alpha for us today.
Lufthansa 909 Edinburgh ground, good evening. Can you just confirm your aircraft size and stamp for me?
84 Lufthansa 00999.
Lufthansa 909, roger. I'll need you on an odd flight level heading to Newcastle. Would you prefer flight level... What flight level would you prefer?
Flight level 7000.
Lufthansa 0099, confirm flight level 110.
Right. Let's get disconnected from that.
Lufthansa 0099,
We'll do this without...
readability 2, I'm only getting every other word, I'm afraid.
We'll do this without tower view because I haven't got Gatwick installed at the moment. So, let's switch over. Let's just make sure tower's still free. Is. Let's pop us over into Euroscope view. And turn MSFS off. Let me mute MSFS and we'll get ourselves connected. Why is my volume mixer not giving me anything? Considering the issues on takeoff, that was a smooth landing. Fine, thanks. Well, yeah, sure. Right. Close MSFS. Let's get ourselves... Let's just check what runway we're on. 26 left. I'm going to close down a couple of bits. Let's get ourselves connected. Oh, we've got all of them at the hold. Test. Right, that's fine. Let's say, oh, we've got director on. Oh, okay, director's on. That's handy. Right. At least that means there's some kind of sequencing going on. What are we with? Information Delta. Alright, I'm just going to mute things while I coordinate on TeamSpeak. I'll just be 1 second, guys. Hey, very well, how are you? So I've got Echo 1006, just to confirm, 825 Tango lining up, and then 24 Charlie Victor, you said behind lining up? Negative. No, it must be one out, we've given you've got one on 6 mile. Sure. What separation do you need on the Concorde? Oh, there's no other Novmas, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're nearly ready. Int's just doing some final handovers of bits, and then we will...
Tower, Speedbird Concord 1 at Mike 1.
Speedbird Concorde 1, Gatwick Tower, very good afternoon. Behind the landing, EasyJet Airbus 320 via Mike 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Line up behind the arriving EasyJet on 226 left, Speedbird Concord 1.
Ryanair 112 at 1 point Bravo 1.
Ryanair 1123, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Bravo 1. Okay, lovely. Right, let's just double check you're seeing the right things as well. That all looks set up okay. So, welcome to Gatwick Tower. Let's try and have a more successful stream. Craig, hello, how you doing? Nice to see you. I was flying until a moment ago. Let me just change it. I had a very unsuccessful flight, so...
Tower, good day. Easy 24 Charlie Victor with you and Alpha 3.
Right, there we go, updated. Easy 324 Charlie Victor, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, Easy 24 Charlie Victor.
Speedbird Concorde 1, surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 26 left, Speedbird Concord 1.
Easy 24 Charlie Victor, behind the departing British Airways Concorde from the full length via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Behind the departing Seabird Concorde, line up on wait, runway 26 left via Alpha 1, Easy 24 Charlie Victor.
Tower, good afternoon, Tom Jet. Tango, which is behind that. A320, it's going from Alpha 3 to Alpha 1.
Tomjet 9 Delta Tango, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Alpha 3.
Alpha 3, Tom Jet 9 Delta Tango.
Right, so Concorde is in speed group 4, but that's fine because nobody's following him in the same direction. Let me just check. I don't think he shows as a heavy. No, he shows as a medium, so I don't need to apparently to worry about wake turbulence. So I think we're on standard 60 seconds for him. So, and we've got, so westbound departures are going to Director. And eastbound departures are going to Dover. Cool. I think I've just about got that. Oh, he's disappeared. Just give him a second. Easy 24 Charlie Victor, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 26 left, Easy 24 Charlie Victor.
Ryanair 1123 behind the departing EasyJet Airbus 320 via Bravo 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Line up behind the departing A320, Ryanair 1123 26 left.
Speedbird 1, contact Gatwick Director on 126.825, bye bye.
I repeat, the frequency my plane's too loud.
Speedbird 1, contact Gatwick Director on 126.825.
126.825, yeah.
Tomjet 9 Delta Tango, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, 9 Delta Tango.
So, anybody in light blue, we're sending to Dover. Anybody in dark blue, we're sending to Director. Yeah, so, I mean, I think it's been clipped, so you can watch it and enjoy later. But, blimey, we're going to have to think about coordination on this. I was set up on the wrong throttle configuration, which really didn't help matters. And then, what was the other issue? It retracted my flaps when I didn't notice, so takeoff was bad. Easy 24 Charlie Victor, contact London Control on 134.905. Bye-bye.
Sorry, was that for ECT for Charlie Victor?
A firm, Easy 24 Charlie Victor, contact London Control on 134.905. Bye-bye.
134905, sorry about ECT for Charlie Victor.
And then on the landing, the what do you call it? The trim was set ridiculously, which is a problem I've had with the PMDG before, and had to be fixed just for a reinstall. So I'm assuming I'm going to have to do the same again. Right now, 1123, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
26 left, good for takeoff right now, 1123.
Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Griffin 4 Tango Mike with you on approach ILS runway 26 left.
Griffin 4 Tango Mike, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Continue approach runway 26 left, number 1, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots.
Continue approach, Griffin 4 Tango Mike.
Tower, hello, Virgin 14 Mike, Alpha 3.
Virgin 14 Mike, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Hold Alpha 3.
Hold Alpha 3, Virgin 14 Mike.
I'll see if I can get Griffin 4 Tango Mike, surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Clear land 26 left, Griffin 4 Tango Mike.
Let me see if I can get my Gatwick scenery installed so that you guys can have tower view. Tomjet 9 Delta Tango behind the landing, British Airways Airbus 320 via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
After land, British Airways A320 line up behind via Alpha 1, Tomjet 9 Delta Tango.
So I don't need Stansted. Spoony, I'm going to go and start learning the Stansted VMAX soon.
Gatwick Tower, Speedbird 1441, holding short Alpha 3.
Speedbird 1441, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Hold Alpha 3.
Hold Alpha 3, Speedbird 1441.
Actually, do you know what? It's going to take me so long to get the scenery loaded and MSFS reloaded that I'm not going to worry about it. Right now, 1123, contact London Control on 134.905. Bye-bye.
134.905 right now, 1123.
Especially because it means I do bad controlling like that. Yeah, when I first bought the PMDG, it had a real problem with not trimming properly on landing, and it required, like, you can uninstall and then you can, like, really uninstall the PMDG, and there are some instructions on how to do a kind of full uninstall, and it took doing that last time. I might have been able to get this guy out, actually, in hindsight. Griffin's coming in quite slowly. We've got an A310, so we need to be a bit careful. We've got a couple of heavies getting spaced in. Also got aircraft going to Bravo 1 for no obvious reason. Did he send him there? No. He's just made his own decision that he wants to go there. So British Airways is on 4 mile now. And the problem that gives me is now the Wiz can't get to Alpha 2, so I can't space the Wiz in. He sent him to Bravo 1. Oh, he's going Southampton, which I think means we need to get a release for him. We need a release from TC Southwest. I don't think covers TC Southwest top down.
There you go, Tower, was there 1 minute forward, Bravo 1.
Was there 1-1 Alpha Gatwick Tower? Good afternoon, hold Bravo 1.
Just to double check, there's an aircraft on my left, isn't there? Facing to 26 left.
Hey, fam. So I think I can get the Southampton out without coordination, because I don't think I've got anyone online who covers TC Southwest top down. Which is handy. So British Airways just about to touch down. Once he's down, we'll get the Tomjet out. We will have to coordinate that Heathrow departure when they start coming to us. So the problem I've got now is I could get that whiz out, but I don't think he can get onto my runway because of where 539 Juliet's parked. I don't think I'm going to get...
Very good. Evening to Shuttle 45 Charlie Whiskey, fully established on the ALS 26 left 10 miles.
Shuttle 45 Charlie Whiskey, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Continue approach, runway 26 left, number 1. The surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots.
I continue approach, number 1, Shuttle 45 Charlie Whiskey.
Speedbird 1441, hold Alpha 1.
I'll hold Alpha 1, Speedbird 1441.
Tomjet 9 Delta Tango, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 26 left, Tomjet 9 and Delta Tango.
Griffin 4 Tango Mike, taxi Juliet, hold short Tango.
Juliet short Tango, Griffin 4 Tango Mike.
Gatwick Tower, just to let you know, my aircraft liveries aren't spawning in for some reason. Just to let you know.
Is there 1-1 Alpha, roger. Griffin 4 Tango Mike, contact Gatwick ground on 121.805, bye bye.
121.805, thanks for your service, Griffin 4 Tango Mike.
Speedbird 1441 behind the landing company Airbus 320 on a 6-mile final via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Line up and wait on Alpha 1 behind the landing AC-20, Speedbird 1441.
Shuttle 45 Charlie Whiskey, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 26 left, Shuttle 45 Charlie Whiskey.
Tomjet 9 Delta Tango, contact London Control on 134.905, bye bye.
London 134.905 for Tomjet 9 Delta Tango, thank you very much, I'll see you later.
This feels so much calmer. It doesn't feel like controlling should be calmer than flying. Thank you for everyone who stuck around for this stream, by the way. We're not going to do very long controlling. We're going to maybe 5, maybe at a stretch 5:30. I've got a couple of bits I need to do this evening. I think we'd planned for the stream to go to about 5, so I'll probably keep that aim. What I am going to do is tidy up my desk a little bit, seeing as it's got my flying stuff set up here. Let's hope I haven't just broken anything. Right, now not trying to type and move the mouse around a throttle quadrant, which is helpful. How are we doing? This guy's still 2 miles out. So let's have a look at our sequence. Speedbird 1441, then 539 Juliet. At least he's the next one out.
Do you know a current ETA of the time will be airborne?
Was there 1-1 Alpha? You're 4th in the sequence. You might get out slightly earlier just because you're going in a different direction to other aircraft, but you're probably around about 5 minutes.
Roger that, thank you.
I mean, you can see you pulled up to the holding point last out of all of the other aircraft that are there with you. You don't really know what you want from me.
Tower, Tomjet 415 is on Alpha November for Alpha 3.
Tomjet 415, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Alpha 3.
Local Tomjet 415.
Nice to see you, Spoonie, thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed the abomination of a stream that was, or at least the abomination of a flight that was. Let's just double check. So no, we've got nobody inbound. So sorry, didn't mean to send that to you. Speedbird 1441 via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up.
Line up runway 26 left, sorry about that. Speedbird 1441.
Shuttle 45 Charlie Whiskey, taxi Juliet, hold short Tango.
Juliet, hold short Tango, Shuttle 45 Charlie Whiskey.
Speedbird 1441, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 26 left, Speedbird 1441.
See you, mate. How have you been, Craig? Of the White House variety. It's weird having all our real names on the stream. Gonna have to get used to that if we use this more often. Shuttle 45 Charlie Whiskey, contact Gatwick ground on 121.805. Bye bye.
121.805, Shuttle 45 Charlie Whiskey, cheerio.
Virgin 14 Mike, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, Virgin 14 Mike.
Right. The fact that A320 that's going to Heathrow was just pushed facing the wrong way does not fill me with confidence. You've got a 50-50 chance when somebody files for Heathrow. They either really know what they're doing, or they haven't got a clue. So, 2-minute separation from this departure before we can get the EasyJet out. There's our next arrival just starting to establish. God, we got another heavy coming down. What's with all these heavies? And we're all going on short trips as well. Speedbird 1441, contact London Control on 134.905. Bye bye.
London Control 134.905, yeah.
Right, this EasyJet's fairly storming in, but I think I can get the Wizz out as well. Wizz Air 11 Alpha behind the departing EasyJet Airbus 320 via Bravo 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Via Bravo 1, behind the departing Airbus A320, line up behind 26 left.
So we're going to give him clearance at 40 seconds. Oh, he's actually lined up there now. Not quite what I had in mind.
I'm going to just chuck easy 152.
Is he not on the frequency?
Roger.
He's not got a mic.
Wizz Air 11 Alpha just asked if anybody had a microphone. Is that what I heard?
Alright, see you in a bit, mate.
British Alpha Logi 150, Charlie Rollers. Keep it left.
Okay, so Inter's now gone offline. London's also gone offline. That means we're going to have the fun of Unicom spacing coming in now, so who knows what's going to happen. Easy 15 Kilo Charlie, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Continue approach, runway 26 left, number 1. Surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots.
Continue approach, 26 left, easy 15 Kilo Charlie.
Oh, that guy's takeoff's worse than mine. He's mowing the lawn. Please get airborne. He's not gonna... Oh, he is airborne. There we go. Given it for tower view, we should really set it up at the other end of the runway. Probably more comical. Right. Everybody gone. So, well, that's removed our need to coordinate as well, which is not unhelpful. Wizz Air 11 Alpha, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 26 left and did London Centre go offline?
AFM.
Roger, thank you.
Virgin 14 Mike behind the landing EasyJet Airbus 320 on a 5-mile final via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
You're on the EasyJet, line up and wait 26, Virgin 14 Mike.
So this is where I've got heavies following heavies, I think. I assume an A310.
Tower, good evening. Speedbird 1913 on Alpha November for Alpha 3.
Speedbird 1913, Gatwick Tower, good evening, hold Alpha 3.
Hold Alpha 3, 1913 heavy.
Easy 15 Kilo Charlie, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, cleared to land.
26 left, clear to land, easy 15 Kilo Charlie.
Wizz Air 11 Alpha, no further ATC online, I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
122.8, I'll be back in half an hour. See you then, bye bye.
See you soon. You're going to get to Southampton and back in that time. Right, A310 is a heavy. So let me just check my wake separation requirements.
Afternoon Tower, easy 17 Uniform Foxtrot on Alpha November.
Easy 17 Uniform Foxtrot, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Alpha 3.
Hold Alpha 3, easy 17 Uniform Foxtrot.
If anybody wants to go south, that would be lovely. Right, separation requirements from a heavy following a heavy, 4 miles or time equivalent. I'm going to assume that my 2 minutes is more than that anyway. Hi Nick, how you doing? Hope you've had a lovely day. You're not late, we've just opened Gatwick Tower, so I mean you missed a diabolical flight stream, but you're bang on time for a hopefully much nicer tower stream. So let's just check. Heathrow is manned by Tower and Ground. We don't need to coordinate the Heathrow departure with them. So we can just send him on his way. Tomjet 415 behind the departing Virgin Airbus 330 via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
After departing Virgin Atlantic, we'll line up and right behind runway 26 left, Tomjet 415.
Virgin 14 Mike, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff 26 left, Virgin 14 Mike.
Easy 15 Kilo Charlie, taxi Juliet, hold short Tango.
Kilo Foxtrot Tango, that's sorry.
Easy 15 Kilo Charlie, contact Gatwick ground on 121.805, bye bye.
121.805, easy 15 Kilo Charlie, bye bye.
Virgin 14 Mike, no further ATC online I'm afraid, monitor Unicom 122.8, have a great flight.
Unicom 122.8, thanks for your service, Virgin 14 Mike.
As if you want to come and fly, Nick, that would be wonderful if that's what you meant. I'd love to have you come fly with us. Bluebird 1913, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, Speedbird 1913.
So we've got 2 minute separation behind these heavies that are heading out. We also need 2 minute separation for the A320, even though he's going in a different direction. So we're just going to bang these out in sequence for now. We need to wait for the timer to get to about 40 seconds, which is about how long it takes generally for them to roll and depart along the runway. Tomjet 415, the surface wind 230 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26 left, Tomjet 415.
Speedbird 1913 behind the departing TUI-Jet Airbus 310 via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Line up 26 left behind the 310, Speedbird 1913.
About half an hour, okay. Yeah, you're close to when I'll be closing, but I'll try and stay open for you. Easy 17 Uniform Foxtrot, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, 17 Uniform Foxtrot.
Alright, that makes it good. Even Speedbird 913 up Alpha 1.
Speedbird 9173, Gatwick Tower, good evening, hold Bravo 1.
1 point. That's good enough.
Tomjet 415, there's no further ATC online, I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a great flight. He seems to have stopped climbing. In fact, he's descending. That doesn't look like it's going well.
Gatwick Tower, Easy 43 Papa Tango, establish localizer 26 left, 14 mile final.
Easy 43 Papa Tango, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Continue approach runway 26 left, number 1. Surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots.
Continue approach number 1 for runway 26 left, Easy 43 Papa Tango.
Oh, he's climbing again. Maybe he's going to make it. He is making it. Tomjet 415, no further ATC online, I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye bye.
Unicom 122.8, Tomjet 415, thank you for services. Good night.
Speedbird 1913, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left, cleared for takeoff.
26 left, clear for takeoff. Speedbird 1913 heavy.
Right, can I get this guy out? He thinks the answer is probably no.
Easy 67 Yankee Alpha, Mike 1.
Easy 67 Yankee Alpha, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Mike 1.
Hold Mike 1, Easy 67 Yankee Alpha.
2 minutes from there. 1, 2. Yeah. Speedbird 9173 via Bravo 1, runway 26 left, line up.
Bravo 1, 26 left, Speedbird 9.
Speedbird 1913, there's no further ATC online, I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye bye. Oh,
Unicom
hang on. No, I can't do that.
Speedbird 1913 heavy. Thank you. Bye bye.
Speedbird 9173, line up clearance cancelled. Acknowledge.
Clearance cancelled, Speedbird 9.
Sorry about that. I could get 67 Yankee.
2913, we did cross the Bravo 1 intersection. Should we exit?
Speedbird 9173, negative, hold position. Easy 67 Yankee Alpha, are you ready immediate?
Safer.
Easy 67 Yankee Alpha, via Mike 1, runway 26 left, line up.
Fire Mike 1, line up, 26 left, Easy 67 Yankee Alpha.
Oh, messed that up big time. I got thrown by the fact he's in dark blue, but actually he turns in the same direction, so I needed 3 minute separation on him, not 2 minute. Easy 67 Yankee Alpha, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
26 left, clear for takeoff, Easy 67 Yankee Alpha.
I didn't even really need to give him immediate. Like, there wasn't any rush. That was silly. So much for doing better on tower. How would a 747 to Sri Lanka sound? Yeah, go for it. Sounds good. Just don't trust me to get you out properly. Oh, somebody's just logged in an A380. With the phrase newbie recording for YouTube. Easy 43 Papa Tango, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 26 left, Easy 43 Papa Tango.
Speedbird 9173 behind the landing EasyJet Airbus 320 on a 4 mile final via Bravo 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Via Bravo 1, line up behind the EasyJet A320 behind EasyJet 9, Speedbird 9.
Easy 67 Yankee Alpha, no further ATC online, I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye bye.
Unicom, Easy 67 Yankee Alpha.
So, our new pilot in an A380 filming content for YouTube. Do we think probably not fly-by-wire? Probably in the funny hand, whatever their name is, I would guess. Didn't Spoonie control the fly-by-wire 380 recently? I don't think he's in the fly-by-wire. He's quite well set up. His flight plan is well done. So he knows what he's doing. But I don't think anybody flying the fly-by-wire would have put that they were a newbie. And I doubt fly-by-wire well, I guess they do record quite a lot of stuff for YouTube. There's a horrible X-Plane A380 doing the route. Well, it's quite old now, but that is kind of available still. Speedbird 9173, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left, cleared for takeoff. Easy 43 Papa Tango, taxi 08 left, hold short Tango.
Taxi 08 left, hold short Tango, easy 43 Papa Tango.
Easy 17 uniform Foxtrot via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up.
Line up via Alpha 1, 26 left, easy 17 uniform Foxtrot.
Right, he's airborne. Easy 43 Papa Tango, contact Gatwick ground on 121.805, bye-bye.
Over to ground, 121.805, easy 43 Papa Tango, thank you.
Easy 17 uniform Foxtrot, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26 left, easy.
Oh, I've done it again. So freaking incompetent. I should have given him 2 minutes. Speedbird 9173, no further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye. Right, that Speedbird is going to be in my nightmares. I'm so glad he's gone. You can put our feet up for a minute and forget that all of that ever happened. I hope everyone that's watching is having lovely weeks. It's the end of my Easter week off. I've had a wonderful aviation week. We had a wonderful Gatwick Tower stream on Tuesday. In fact, we did some lovely aviation filming over at Heathrow on Saturday. Then Tuesday we did Gatwick Tower. Did some filming over at Birmingham yesterday, and well, today's not been quite so successful, but it's been fun. So hopefully you've enjoyed seeing my complete inability to either fly or control effectively. What more could you want from someone that's streaming on YouTube? Inability to do the thing that they're streaming. So who've we got? We've got a Ryanair coming down towards us. He's heading to Frankfurt. We've also got somewhere, there he is, we've also got a Norwegian coming over to us who's heading to Stockholm. Easy 17 uniform Foxtrot, no further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye bye.
Unicom 122.8, easy 17 uniform Foxtrot, bye bye.
How far out's our Griffin? I assume that's him. Yeah, there he is. He's still a long way out. Coming to establish towards us. So we'll get this Ryanair straight out. Hello all 10 of you that are watching. Lovely to have so many people on board for this. Our traffic is building up again, so we'll have traffic with you in no time to keep you entertained. Well, hopefully entertained. Sorry that we don't have Tower View running, but I wasn't planning to film any controlling. The flight just went so badly there was no way I was doing the return. Just check there's nobody's got booking. There's a booking at 6. That's fine, we're not going that long. I think we probably will hop off kind of 5ish. We'll get this little flurry of traffic out, but we won't do much more than that. What have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pushing at the moment. The relaxing tower voice, thank you, that's very kind. I have on occasion said that if I have a face for radio,
Afternoon, Red 6 Lima Alpha and Zulu for Alpha 3.
I have a voice for newspaper. Red 6 Lima Alpha, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Just hold short Alpha for the moment.
Hold short Alpha, Red 6 Lima Alpha.
Runner 83 Kilo Alpha, we're going to hold short at Alpha 3.
Ryanair 83 Kilo Alpha, you ready for departure?
Runner 83 Kilo Alpha, negative. Okay. Actually, no, sorry, yes, we are ready.
Ryanair 83 Kilo Alpha, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26 left via Alpha 1, runner 83 Kilo Alpha.
Tower, good afternoon, Griffin 5 Juliet, Silas 26 left, 13 miles out.
Griffin 5 Juliet, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, continue approach, runway 26 left, number 1, surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots.
Continue, Griffin 5 Juliet.
Red 6 Lima Alpha, hold Alpha 1 via Alpha.
Via Alpha, hold Alpha 1, Red 6 Lima Alpha.
That's not you, Nick, that's just filed in a 747 to head to Bridgetown, then I take it. Oh no, that's not Bridgetown, is it? Hang on, that is you, I'm guessing. Yeah, it is. You're going to get a reroute, I'll give you warning now. You'll be Mimfo Yankee 312 to Dover, then as filed. Red 6 Lima Alpha via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up.
Line up by Alpha 1, Red 6 Lima Alpha.
We'll just about get this Norwegian out before the British Airways. He's coming in pretty slowly, so actually we should have plenty of time. I want to see this Qatar A380 pushing. Ryanair 83 Kilo Alpha, there's no further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
122.8, bye bye, Ryanair 83 Kilo Alpha.
Nick, I'm going to pop your revised routing in the chat. I could almost get another one out. In fact, I might be able to. I've got a southbound departure. Red Nose 6 Lima Alpha, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left clear for takeoff.
26 left, clear for takeoff, Red Nose 6 Lima Alpha.
No, we're not going to get another one out.
DL294 at Alpha 1.
Speedbird 394 Gatwick Tower, good evening, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, thank you.
Griffin 5 Juliet Juliet, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left clear to land.
26 left clear to land, Griffin 5 Juliet Juliet.
Speed.
Easy 59 Mike Alpha, Bravo 1.
Easy 59 Mike Alpha Gatwick Tower, good evening, hold Bravo 1.
Holding Bravo 1, 59 Mike Alpha.
Red Nose 6 Lima Alpha, no further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
Unicom 122.8, Red Nose 6 Lima Alpha, have a good day, bye bye.
Speedbird 394 behind the landing company Airbus 320 via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
After the company A220, line up at the runway. Speed 294.
Okay, so we've got an assortment of people coming through here now. We can largely just get them out in order.
Doctor, good day. Griffin 46 Juliet taxiing Alpha 3 via Alpha November.
Griffin 46 Juliet Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Alpha 3.
Hold Alpha 3, Griffin 46 Juliet.
So, who do I want out next? I've got Speedbird. I quite like the Skyways. Was strictly first in sequence. Skyways 436 Gatwick Tower.
Skyways 436.
Skyways 436 Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, Skyways 436, good afternoon.
Skyways 436 behind the departing British Airways Airbus 320 via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Behind the departing British Airways A320, line up and wait 26 left behind, Skyways 436.
Speedbird 394, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
2094, clear for takeoff, thank you.
Griffin 5, Juliet, Juliet, taxi Juliet, hold short Sierra.
Right, Juliet, hold short Sierra, Griffin 5, Juliet, yeah.
Now we'll do 60 seconds between these two from the point he rotates. We've got nobody inbound, so let's just get these all out as quickly as we can. Colour Angel, hello. How are you? And Taser, hello. How are you? Griffin 4 Golf Bravo Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, Griffin 4 Golf Bravo.
Griffin 4 Golf Bravo behind the departing Airbus 320 via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Behind the departing A320, line up behind, runway 26 left behind, Griffin Golf 4 Golf Bravo.
Skyways 436, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff 26 left, Skyways 436.
Speedbird 394, there's no further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
004, you monitor Unicom, bye bye.
Griffin 5 Juliet Juliet, contact Gatwick ground on 121.805, bye bye.
That's Gatwick ground 121.805, Griffin 5 Juliet Juliet, take care, bye bye.
Hello to those in the chat, Colour Angel, Taser, hope you're both well. Welcome to Aviators TV, welcome to Gatwick Tower. I hope you're enjoying the stream, lovely to have you here. We're not going to be going for a huge amount longer. It's been a 3-hour stream now, I'm getting pretty tired. And I got some jobs to do this evening, but we'll at least get this little assortment chucked out from the holding point efficiently. Easy 59 Mike Alpha behind the departing British Airways Airbus 320 from the full length via Bravo 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Right away behind Speedbird 320, easy 59 Mike Alpha.
Hello, Top Swiss 4 Charlie Alpha, holding short Alpha 2.
Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha.
Griffin 4 Golf Bravo, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26 left, Griffin 4 Golf Bravo.
Skyways 436, no further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, have a great flight.
Unicom, Skyways 436, thanks, have a great weekend, bye bye.
Easy 59 Mike Alpha, new QNH 1007.
1007, easy 59 Mike Alpha.
Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha, new QNH 1007.
QNH 1007, Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha.
Griffin 46 Juliet, new QNH 1007.
We've got the new QNH 1007, Griffin 46 Juliet.
Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up, caution intersection departure to go ahead.
Alpha 1, we line up anyway, Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha.
Yeah, sorry, no tower view because I did a flight earlier and so I'd have had to reinstall the Gatwick scenery, and by the time I'd loaded MSFS up it was going to take too long. Easy 59 Mike Alpha, the surface wind 220 degrees at 15 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, easy 59 Mike Alpha.
Griffin 4 Golf Bravo, no further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
Unicom, Griffin 4 Golf Bravo, bye bye.
Griffin 46 Juliet, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, 46 Juliet.
I keep my community folder to just the bare essentials because MSFS on its own takes up most of my hard drive. So I needed to delete Stansted, put Gatwick in, load up MSFS again, get the tower view going. By the time I'd done that, we'd be ending the stream pretty much. Let's just check we've still not got any inbounds. No, we're good. Griffin 46 Juliet behind the departing EasyJet Airbus 320 via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Line up runway 26 to the left via Alpha 1 behind the departing EasyJet A320, Griffin 46 Juliet.
Right, the A380 is
Easy
pushing.
59 Mike Alpha, Evan.
Easy 59 Mike Alpha, thank you. No further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
122.8 here.
Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha, the surface wind 220 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
26 left, clear for takeoff, Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha.
We'll get the A380 departed and we'll get Speedbird 1 departed, given that that's a friend of the channel, and then we'll probably call it a day for today. Thank you everybody who has come and enjoyed parts of the stream or all of the stream. It's been really lovely to have your company again. We continue to have a look at how streaming on YouTube compares to streaming on Twitch, and see which one is working better for us. So the support that we've had throughout these YouTube streams this week has been really appreciated. It's been lovely to see how well we've been doing on YouTube this week. I was saying earlier, for those who weren't here at the start of this week, we were on 490 something subscribers, and we were feeling so close to being part of the partner program. Fast forward to today, and I just checked, we are now on 562, which is absolutely astounding. So thank you ever so much, everybody who has supported the channel. It's really appreciated. It absolutely hasn't gone unnoticed. If you're not on the Discord, I'll pop a link to the Discord as well in a second. Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha, no further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
122.8, Top Swiss 48 Charlie Alpha, bye bye.
Griffin 46 Juliet, the surface wind 220 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 16 left, correction 26 left, Griffin 46 Juliet.
So now that we've offloaded people, let me just get a link to the Discord for anybody that's not on it, because there will be more of our streams on Twitch as well. They won't all be staying just on our YouTube channel, so if you do want to make sure you're catching our streams, probably, I don't think we've got any planned over the weekend at the moment. It's not impossible if things are quiet that I'll jump on and do something, but I think the next one that's in the diary is Spoonie's got some streams planned during the week next week on various weekdays. I think he's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, lunchtime in the diary, and I think they're going to be on Twitch. Let me just check the calendar. Yes, so he's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all at 10:30 in the diary, all on the Twitch channel. So if you are interested in catching those, I'm not sure what he's doing on those yet, but keep an eye out, hop on the Discord, and come and see for yourself. Spoonie's fantastic controlling and flying as well, which are streams not to be missed, I can tell you from experience. So we've got a Titan coming in, A320 coming in now. He's going to establish at around about 10 miles. He'll probably be our next aircraft in practice. Nobody looks like they're taxiing down fast enough. Griffin 46 Juliet, there's no further ATC online I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
Monitor Unicom 122.8, thanks for the service, Griffin 46 Juliet, bye bye.
I mean, Gatwick's gone up to having a delivery now. I'm going to have to do some offline flying to see whether my landing issues with my Ryanair were me or whether they were the aircraft. We'll see whether it obsesses with trimming up in the same way on another flight. So, Speedbird 1 on his way to us.
Tower, good afternoon, ZAP 601 Whiskey with you on the ILS 26 left.
ZAP 601 Whiskey, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. The surface wind 220 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land, 26 left, ZAP 601 Whiskey.
So Nick is on his way down to our holding point. It's a shame we haven't got AIG set up, not AIG, Tower View set up, because we could get a British Airways 7478 followed by a Qatar A380. That'd be pretty fun to see on stream, but oh well. He's making his way over to, where in Sri Lanka was that? Did see, Speedbird 1. Gatwick to Katunayake. I'm assuming that's not Colombo that you're flying to, Nick, and that's another Sri Lankan airport. Well, I'm going to have to look up the separation for a super following a heavy. It says there isn't any. Fine. If we get the EasyJet, he's going to need 2 minutes no matter which direction he's going. So,
Speedbird 1, hello, taxiing to holding point Alpha 3.
Speedbird 1, Gatwick Tower, good evening, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, Speedbird 1.
So we'll get Speedbird 1 out, we'll get the EasyJet out, we'll get the Qatar A380 out, and then we will close. Speedbird 1 behind the landing, Titan Airways Airbus 320 on short final via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
After the landing aircraft on runway 26 left, line up behind, Speedbird 1.
Looks like you're shortcutting across my grass, Nick. Do you know what? I can't comment on anybody's flying today. Oh, we have got another inbound establishing. Speedbird 1, the surface wind 220 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26 left, Speedbird 1.
That's interesting. Now, who's in a A220 300. I didn't think there were any of those released in simulators. Zap 801 Whiskey, correction, Zap 601 Whiskey, Taxi Juliet Hold Short Sierra.
Juliet Hold Short Sierra, Zap 601 Whiskey.
I can't even think that I've seen any like dodgy mods or A220 300s.
Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, Easy 318, approaching the ILS for 26 left.
Easy 318 Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, continue approach runway 26 left, number 1, surface wind 220 degrees at 14 knots.
Continue approach number 1, Easy 318.
Zap 601 Whiskey, contact Gatwick ground on 121.805, bye bye.
Ground 121.805, Zap 601 Whiskey, cheers, goodbye.
I think I can get 2 minutes separation from now.
Tower Easy 8687 on Alpha November approaching Alpha 3.
Easy 8687 Gatwick Tower, good evening, hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, Easy 8687.
Easy 318, the surface wind 220 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land 26 left, Easy 318.
Speedbird 1, there's no further ATC online, I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, have a wonderful flight.
122.8, thank you very much.
Easy 8687, behind the landing company Airbus 320 on a 6-mile final via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
And the landing A320, line up and wait, runway 26 left behind, Easy 8687.
GMC here. You make Qatar 107 final handoff and then I'm going to close, please. And you, mate, cheers. Right, I've just coordinated closing with ground, so we're going to get the Qatar A380 out because it's fun to control an A380, and then we'll pop the closing video on, and we'll call that a day for today. Don't know who that was.
1 for 1, holding point Alpha 4.
Am I suddenly picking up somewhere else? That's someone at Heathrow. Speedbird 141, this is Gatwick Tower. Heathrow Tower is offline. Monitor Unicom 122.8.
Sorry, sir. Thank you.
So we'll get Easy 318 down, we'll hand him off to ground, we'll get Easy 8687 out, Qatar 107 out, and then we will shut up for the day. 3¼ hours we've been going for. Ooh. We've had a unsuccessful departure in the PMDG 737. We've had an unsuccessful landing in the PMDG 737. We've occasionally butchered our timings with Heathrow departures out of Gatwick Tower. It's not been the smoothest stream that we've ever had, but hopefully it's been entertaining.
Gatwick Tower, just a quick one. Do you want me to contact you when I've established localizer?
Easy 57 Alpha, affirm you contact tower when established on the localizer. I will be closing in a few minutes, I'm afraid, so it will probably be Unicom until you're on the ground, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no worries, just making sure. Thank you.
Easy 8687, surface wind 220 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
26 left, clear for takeoff, easy 8687.
Easy 318, taxi 08 left, hold short, Tango.
08 left, hold short, Tango, easy 318.
Qatari 107, Gatwick Tower.
Qatari 107.
Qatari 107 behind the departing EasyJet Airbus 320 via Alpha 1, runway 26 left, line up behind.
Behind the departing EasyJet A320, line up behind, Qatari 107.
Easy 318, contact Gatwick ground on 121.805, bye-bye.
Ground on 121.085, easy 318, thank you very much.
Easy 318 negative, 121.805.
121.805 for easy 318, thank you.
And the guy establishing actually isn't the guy that called us. So we'll get this EasyJet over to Unicom. We will clear. This guy's probably going to call us before we close, so we'll clear him to land at least. Easy 8687, no further ATC online, I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye bye.
Monitor Unicom 122.8, easy 8687, have a good day.
Hello, hello. What's that at the bottom where it says Dougal McTavish? Which one was that? Oh, there you go. That's just telling you his flight details. So he's come in from Dublin, flew at flight level 350, and it's got his routing along the bottom line as well. Is he likely to be on stream? Have we just broadcast ourselves on somebody else's channel? Qatari 107, the surface wind 220 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Qatari 107.
Have you been lurking all this time, Surly? There's a correlation between your presence and my cock-ups. And it's a positive one, or a negative one, depending on how you look at it.
User left your channel.
I did send a contact me to the Alpine. Alpine 67 Romeo Delta Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. The surface wind 220 degrees at 14 knots, runway 26 left, clear to land. Qatari 107, there's no further ATC online, I'm afraid. Monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
Monitor Unicom 122.8, Qatari 107. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Right, what I'm going to do, guys, is pop the closing video on while I land this final aircraft, and then I'm going to get myself closed. Thank you ever so much for keeping me company today. It's not been the most straightforward stream. I'll go and investigate. Well, I know what one of my issues with my PMDG was. It was me. I'll go and investigate and see whether it keeps trimming itself incorrectly for landing, or whether it was something that I got wrong. We'll try and get some more streams in next week. I think next week's quite a busy week, so we might struggle before the weekend, but we'll see. Thank you ever so much, though. Oh, he flies in other people's streams, I see. Thank you ever so much for everybody who has kept us company today. I hope you have enjoyed it, even though it's not been the smoothest of streams. Do hop onto our Discord if you're not already on it. If you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you for all the support that we've had, especially over the last week. Our viewer numbers have been absolutely mind-blowing. We've been hugely delighted by them. So thank you for the support that you have given to the channel. What else did I want to say? Spoonie streams in the calendar Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week on the Twitch channel. Do check them out. They're absolutely fantastic. Spoonie streams are always a brilliant watch. I will be back with another stream as soon as I possibly can as well. And I think that's probably just about it for me. So I'll hand over to the closing video. Have wonderful evenings, guys. Thanks ever so much.